Hello. Welcome to TRG Central. Today we'll be broadcasting episode 4 of the 2022 Road to the Kentucky Derby replay. In this episode, we'll go over the qualifiers, the top 25, and we'll also run races for week 8 and 9. Alright, first up is the Kentucky Derby qualifier top 25. Take a look at Duke Grange. He's run 2 races and so forth. Remember, the top 20 will be entered into the Kentucky Derby heat races, and then the top 5 in each of the heat races will qualify for the finals. Okay, one other thing I'd like to show you under view reports, under horses, roster stats, you can come over and do the horse stats. And it'll also show you the top money winners. Also, if you wanted to know when the last race of a horse was run on a particular data disc, you can take a look at them here. And you can see we run up through 212 so far on the schedule. Okay, so with that said, let's go to the schedule and get week 8 started back up. Okay, week 8 we just have one race, that's the Rising Star Stakes. Take a quick look at the field. You'll find out that it is a complete field, so there's nothing that we can do about this field as far as adding and subtracting fillies or smugglers run. So go ahead and we'll be going with the field. We'll lock it. Again, we can view the field here. Take a quick look at who's all in the race. There are a couple big names in Zandon and Epicenter. And go ahead and turn. Now, we can take a quick look up here at the condition. This is a $400,000 purse. And this is the first Kentucky Derby race that you'll score the 50 points for the winner. So we're now starting to get into the real meat of the prep races, where a lot of points can be had just by winning a race. And that's pretty much what guarantee a slot in the Kentucky Derby with a win in any of these races. So do the return. We're all set. And we'll run the next scheduled race. Okay, again, you can see that information. Take a quick look at the morning line, and Epicenter and Zandon are the favorites. And you can see there's 4 to 6 horses that probably will not do too well, but there's always that case that one of them will come through and come in 4th to at least collect a couple points in the Kentucky Derby contender standings. Alright, take a look at the betting window. The conditions are locked. Let's go. And we'll go ahead and allow the auto bettors. There's 12 auto bettors, 11 of them made wagers. Take a quick look at the list of wagers. And we'll see that we have a few wagers on various horses. You click on the header, it will sort, so we'll see Horse 1, Papa Cap has one auto pedal wager. There's a 2 on Russian Tank, 1 wager on Figure 4, 3 wagers on 5, that's the favorite, 1 on 6, the Pioneer of Medina, and Lionel Washington bet on the second favorite, that's Sandon, and Bruce McClure thinks Happy Smile is going to win the race. Okay. Out of that end, we'll go ahead and make our selection. We're going to go with an exacta this time of 5 and 7. And we're going to go all out with $100 wager. And let's see, let's see if we find somebody in the show that might be interesting. Let's go with Tommy Port. Has an outside chance to win, but he has a very good chance of coming in third. So let's go with him for 50. And that'll be good for us. Okay, done with the betting window. We're all set to get the race started up, so let's go to the track. We'll all be running the race on TRG Town. We have a full house of horses in the field. And let's go up and view all the horses. Okay, Papa Capra, 69. Russian Tank, 64. Taffragola, 65. You see Papa Capra and Tepagar both are running one race. You know, Tawny Port, Epic Center has running one race and collected 12,000. Pioneer of Medina hasn't raced yet. Van Dunn, 88, hasn't raced yet. The other Epic Center, the 94s, you see, considering that the horse is very good, did not do well in his first race. And we have Smile Happy, 83. Bulldog at 69. And Low down Andy at 83. So just by looking these over, you see that there's quite a few horses that'll be their first run of the series. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 10 horses have not raced yet. So let's go ahead and remove the horses. And I switch the feet regulator. And let's go ahead and get them all straightened out in the starting gate. And they're off. First turn, we have Epic Center. Bulldog takes the lead. Papa Cap has a few left over, so we'll do what we've been doing. We'll reset him. He has 12 movement. See where he's at here. If we go here, he'll have the cover up, which is drafting +3, which would get his movement back the next turn. But we can go outside. And we can have him pass one horse. So let's do that. We'll give him an extra sideways movement. Move up the lane 2, 3, and then go forward And you see he has a little bit around whether or not saving the 3 movements for the next turn was a good idea or not. Too early in the race to tell. Okay, go back up to spectator mode to move the rest of the trailing pack. And we're going in Xander is now on first. And it looks like Xander is going to win. Epic Xander is still not showing much effort as he came in third. And that Tanya point which we wagered looks like came in for us. But there was a Stewart inquiry. Let's see what happened. Smile happy. Stewart inquiry. Smile happy. Let's see down here. Probably has something to do with disqualified to move back. He goes from third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh to eighth. As far as the Kentucky Derby qualifying points, that's of no value to us. He's not in in the money either, so for us that doesn't matter. But we do have at least one payoff for Hannah Port. And yes, there it is, right there. I picked up a whopping $477. Lauren Pine and Lionel Washington also picked up them cash. Lauren Pine also wagered on Tawny Port to place. He was actually right. Picked up $1,500 plus. Okay, so let's X out of this. Okay, that brings us to week 9. Before, let's see. Now, what we did is we added an allowance race that you can see here, race 3. What I noticed that quite a few of the horses that had participated early in the series is not scheduled to run anymore. So we're going to give them one more chance to pick up a few points and a few dollars. So we'll have to add some horses to that field. We'll do that first. You see, it doesn't pay a whole lot, 100,000 compared to the Rebel Stakes, 1 million. 3-year-old, 8 furlongs, and you can see the Kentucky Derby points are minimal 5, 3, 2, and 1. So let's go ahead to add the field. I have a list of horses that we'll be selecting. In this case, we may do a randomization of the field just to spice up the race. But right now, I'm just going to go down alphabetically and pick them up. Okay, we have All in Sync. All in Sync has won one race in week 1, so we'll pick him up, drop him there. Next horse we're going to pick up is Blue Kentucky. Blue Kentucky last ran on week 4. Next one we're going to pick up is Bureau. He ran in week 1. And let's see. We'll pick up Call Me. He ran in week 5. So Call Me Jamel. As you can see, we actually have 2 horses with start with Call Me. Next horse is Cool Papa G. He last ran in week 1. Next is Degree of Risk. He last ran in week 1. And we have 2 more that we can add to this one. The Presidential. He last ran in week 4, and to round out the 8-horse field, we're going to pick up Unified Report. The last time he ran was in week 4. So, we're good here with handicap grade. We're really not going to do anything with the handicapping. We're going to let them use their normal carry weight, so their cards will not be affected by how much they're carrying. Let's take a quick look to make sure there's no jockey on 2 of the horses. It looks like we kind of lucked out. Every horse has a jockey that's not riding another horse, so let's go ahead and save the field. It's ready to run. Go back over here, and now there are entries. We can lock it, and we'll take a quick look, and here's the horses that will be in the allowance race. Okay, next thing to do is to take a look at the 2 divisions for the Rebel Stakes, and you see it's a $1 million purse in each race, and each race will gather 50 Kentucky Derby points. Both are grade 2 and 8.5 furlongs. So, go to the Division 1, see how many horses are in there. There's 6. Let's go down, and this gives us an opportunity to add one of our fillies. So, let's see. I'm not exactly sure which filly was the last one we added, as we are just going sequentially through the list. So let's back out and go to let's see, week 8 had a full field, go to week 7. We'll take a look at the second race in the Sam F. Davis Stakes, Division 2 race. And let's see. And Echo Zulu was the female horse there. The filly, so that's where we're at. Then we'll go back to week 9, edit the field again. Go back and check out fillies. And so Catherine O seems to be the next one on the list. Her jockey Javier Castellano is not on any of the other horses, so that looks good to us. Save it. Now have a 7-horse field. Lock it. Make sure Kathleen has been entered. And we'll go to the second division. And again, there's 5 horses on this race. And we'll do the same thing. 3-year-old Kathleen was the last one chosen, so Ness will come in and race this one. And we'll save the field. Go back and take a look at, we'll lock it. Take a look at the field, make sure Ness is there. You can see Steve Osmus has 2 horses in this race. That's interesting. So now we're set to run the 3 races for week 9. So, let's start them up. First race would be race 1, the Rebel Stakes. And let's take a look at the morning line. We have Barber Road and Kathleen O is the top 2 horses. We have one very long shot in Texas Red Hot, ridden by Ricardo Santana Jr. And the other horses, the other 4 horses have an excellent shot of being in the money and possibly picking up some of the Kentucky Derby points. we forgot to take a look at the past performances in the last race. Let's take a look at them in this race. You see Carlos run 2 races already this year. In fact, all the horses except Red Hot has run at least 1 race, and some of us run 2. Barbara Rose run 2, Dodge Attack run 2, Ben Diesel ran 2, and Kovac ran 2. And of course our filly Kathleen has ran 1 race in the Smarter Zone and picked up the win there. It'll be very interesting as now we're starting to get a little stiffer competition to see how the fillies and smugglers run do. So go ahead and go to the betting window. We'll lock in the track conditions. And let's see what we have here. Alright, first thing we'll do is see all the bettors on 11 of the 12 major wagers. Take a quick look at their list. And let's see, horse 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7. Horse 2 and 6 are missing Dash Attack and Cabaret. We're not wagers on any large wagers. Let's see, we have Bruce Willis, of course, with the largest wager. Almost all were to place with 1 show. Let's go ahead and make our wager. Let's see. Let's do a Quinella this time, since we messed up the exacta last time. Go with the top 2 horses. Barbara Road and Kathleen O. We're going to go 200. We're really thinking this is going to be their race. As far as doing this is probably a race that will be very tough to try to pick somebody other than Kathleen or Barbara Rose to come in as a show. Doing the rest of them, it's kind of like, you take a chance. So, we're going to try to leave it as at least a show for 50, and we'll call it a day. That's the betting window. So, done at the window, we've viewed the past performances, time to get to the racetrack. And we're running this one at TRG Downs, 7-horse field. Let's go ahead and review all the horses. There's Kovac, he's a 73, he's run 2 races. Camelot 2, he's a 70. Texas Red Hot is his first race of the season, is a 65. Ben Diesel's a 70. Barbara Road is 89 with 2 races under his belt. Dodge Attack's also run 2 races, and as you see, has not been able to collect any money yet. Poor Dodge Attack. He's a 75. And then we have Kathleen O. 1 race with the win, and coming in the rating at 86. So, looking over all 7 of the horses, looks like Kathleen O is the only horse that has won a race so far this year. So we'll remove the horses so we can get the racing fee back down to about 7. And we're making sure everybody's all set in the starting gate. And it looks like we're ready to go. And Kappa, so far, Ben Diesel. And Ben Diesel again, and Kathleen O looks like she may have won the race. That would be her 2nd win of the season. Let's see what the officials' tabulation is. And it's Kathleen O with the win. Barbara Rhodes second. I think that means we got ourselves a Quinella payoff. And Calpot third. And there's Dash Attack. Finally getting a little bit of cash with winning $60,000 in this $1 million race. Yeah, Kathleen O won $600,000 in this race. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the betting results. And yes, I managed to pick up 2 winning tickets to pick up over $800. Lionel Washington picked up $800. And Elizabeth Graham, lower winner with 28. I guess that's better than nothing. Alright, so that ends this race. Go back to the schedule. You click on the results if you like, and you see Kathleen Owen, $600,000. Excellent run for Kathleen. Get it at 141.8. Okay, next up is the second leg of the Rumble Stakes, Division 2. And let's see, we already viewed the, let's take a quick look at the field, and there's New Grange, probably going to be the favorite, although Ethereal Road is pretty good, and Nest, of course, as a filly is always going to have good morning line odds, so let's go ahead and get the race up. And let's just take a quick look at the line. As you see, New Grange and Unono are both exactly the same, and Ness is right behind them. This could be an interesting, because even if the road has very good odds. Looks like it's going to be a 4-horse race with the other 2 horses probably slacking. Let's go to the past performances, take a quick look and see how the horses have done so far this year. You have New Granger ran 2 races. He's won them both, so that'll be interesting. He keep his streak going. Uno Joe has not raced yet. Neither has Chasing Time. In fact, the only other one that has raced is Nest, and they came in second. So there'll be 4 horses with their first race of the year. Let's go ahead to the betting window and see how the bettors are going to wager on the race. Get them to make their wagers. 10 wagers this time. A couple of them decided not to wager. Let's take a look here. And the highest wager again is by Bruce Willis. Let's take the horses. Horse 1 has 4 bets on them. Horse 4 also 4. Let's see, 1 is New Grange, of course, the favorite. 4 is Chasing Time, which is kind of interesting. He's a little off. And then we have Bruce Willis wagering his $1,000 on Eternal Road, which is interesting, but it's only the place. So. And then Rose Ann also is wagering on Eternal Road. Nobody wagers on Nest. Let's go ahead and we'll do our wagering, and we'll put some bucks on Nest to whether you go with a place. Nest is $600 wager. I think it's too close to call and do a Quinella or Exacta, maybe a trifecta. Let's do that. We haven't tried the trifecta yet. Let's go with New Grange, since he's an proven winner. And Nest, both have already raced one. And then Juno. And we're going to place $100 on that one too. So let's buy the ticket, return, and I think we should be all set for the second race of the Rebel Stakes Division 2 race. We'll go ahead and take a look at the horses. New Granger, of course, we said, has 2 wins under his belt and $500,000. Uno Uni, no races yet. He's at 88. He's the same rating as New Grange. Should be very interesting. Their Stellar Tapping is 67. No races under his belt. Chasing Time, 71. No races yet for him. Turtle Road is an 81, not bad as the rating, but again, no races for him. And post position 6 next. He has 1 race, came in second for 44,000. He's at 87, just 1 point lower than the other 2 favorites. So let's go ahead and remove the horses, check the speed, and we'll go ahead and run with the horses in the starting gate. Everything looks cool on the starting gate. We're ready to go, and they're off. New Granger is leading. Seems like he's led the pack the whole way, and he wins his 3rd race of the season. Good for New Grange. Stellar Tap came in 2nd. Uno 3rd, and that's 4th. Oh, well, that messes up our trifecta. Okay, let's finish that. New Grange with the win. 141.6. And that's Uno 2nd, and Stellar Tap 3rd. Man, if anybody would have bet on Stellar Tap, that would have been a nice payoff. Let's go to the... Anyone knows to see who cashed in winning tickets? Everybody that wagered on New Granger picked up some cash. Lionel Washington looks like he picked up the most with $1,000. I came out with nothing. Oh, bad. Okay, that ends that race. Now we'll go on to a special race that we've added at the allowance race. Again, we'll view the field. These are all horses that have run 1 race, but are not scheduled to run anymore. They're real-life owners and trainers decided they had enough of the competition in the in the road to the Kentucky Derby Series and bailed. So take a look. It'll be $100,000 purse. We'll do award a few Kentucky Derby points. 5, 3, 2, and 1. To return, it's locked. It's ready to go. The one thing that we will do in this one is we will randomize the post positions. Here's post position and morning line, but we are going to randomize them. And doesn't look like a whole lot happened in the randomization. But as you see, this is a one heck of a race to call. Everybody has a very good chance of winning and picking up some points. Go ahead and start the race. No, we don't want to start the race. We actually want to wager on it. So go ahead and view the field again. Run the race. Let's do the randomize again. And let's go ahead and view past performances. Let's see, everybody has run one race. Nobody has picked up any money yet, so time for some payoffs for them. Let's go to the betting window. And let's go click. Let's move this down. Now go to the betting window so we can see odds. Oh, that's why we randomized track condition, not post position. Oh well. Well, we'll see if the track is good. Running in a Hollywood Park. We'll go ahead and auto bettors wager 10 of the 12 wagered on the race. Take a quick look at what they did. Sorted by horse. We have 3 horse 1. That's all in sync. 1, 2, couple 3, a 4, and a couple more 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're not wagers on. Let's see if we want to do anything. Again, it's a tough race to call. I think we're just going to do a Quinella. 1 and 7. We're not very confident, so we're only going to wager 50 on it. Don't think we're going to do any win plays and shows. I think we're done. Buy the ticket. Return. And I think we're all set to run the race. Now, one thing that you should know, that if you go back to the schedule and start this up again, it'll use the original post position, and then you can do the randomization here, and also use the original track condition. So essentially you canceled this race, went back to the schedule, and rebooted the race. So if you did want to do the randomized post position, you would go back out, come back in. Since we've already made wagers and everything, we're going to go the way it is. So we'll go to the racetrack at Hollywood Park. Looks like everybody is getting set up at the starting gate. Take a look at the 8 horses. As you remember, these are all horses that have not won any money yet. All in sync, 70. Blue Kentucky, 65. Bureau, 65. Call Me Jamal, 70. Cool Papa G, 64. Degree of Risk at 64. Presidential at 70. And Unified Report, 69. And as you can see, nobody has won anybody yet, so this will be an interesting race. So, but to be regular, we're going to do something about this. There's a way in the advanced option to set this so I don't have to set it to 7 all the time. You should have did that after race 1, week 1. Okay, spectator mode. We're ready to start. Everything looks fine at the starting gate, and we're off. And let's see degree of risk in the Bureau. Blue Kentucky. Blue Kentucky, and it's Blue Kentucky with the win. Possibly all in the second and Bureau third. We missed the Quinella again. Oh well. Had won, but not presidential. And it looks like they set a 2021K 8 furlong record, which is kind of cool. Okay, we take a look here, and Blue Kentucky with the win, picked up $60,000, all in sync, and then Bureau. Presidential came in 4th, all 4 received a few points for the Kentucky Derby contender standing. Wagering, not so good for me. But a few people look at that. Jimmy Carter, he picked number 2 to win Purdue, Kentucky, and it paid off $11,000. Of course, he put a mighty wager on of 700. Very interesting. Okay, so I think that's it from Hollywood Park on a very interesting allowance raise. That's out. And now we're ready to go week 10. I think that's where we'll end our episode for today. I think that's what we'll do, but we'll go over a few stats before we sign it off. So, let's go. Let's take a look at the better account. And let's see how our betters are doing. Yeah, we have. See who's the top. Leader is Bruce Willard with $45,000. George at 30. Jimmy Carter, 15,000 plus. I'm rated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 8,000. Much better than I have in the past. I wagered on 27, been able to have 14 winning tickets. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see, there's a few others that have wagered 14 times. None of them have, well, let's see. George managed the 50-50. Look at Elizabeth Graham. 6 wagers, 6 wins. But the Three Stooges, well, what do you expect from the Three Stooges? 6 bet, no wins. Also, D. Martin's wagered twice. He just probably hasn't been sober enough to get over to the betting window in time to make any wagers, and then when he does, he lost them anyway. So, that's it from the better side of the house. Let's go and take a look at our top 25 now. We've had a couple major races involved, so this should really shake up the standings. Except, as we all know, New Grange has already won his 3rd race, and I think that puts him over $1 million. Let's see if it does. Yes, he's the first to hit $1 million. Kathleen O is right behind with 750,000, and you can see the point standing. It looks like Kathleen O is just about guaranteed her a spot in the Kentucky Derby. And right now the top 20. And look at that, Dodge Attack. It's now moved into 19th, and Blue Kentucky, there's Blue Kentucky, is won that allowance race. He is now in the top 20, and that gives his owner and trainer a little bit of prestige because he's made the top 20. Now, of course, he may not be there at the end, but it's nice to see him there. Smuggler's Run is still a little behind after 2 races. He needs to get into one of the big ones. I think maybe next week we'll enter him into, let's go over to the Beauty horses and see when the last time he actually raced. To the stats. Look for Smuggler's Run. Last time he's raced is 2-6. So he should be ready to go again sometime in mid-March. So when does... Yeah, let's take a look and see when week 10 is on the schedule. So let's go back to the schedule, see what date is on week 10. Week 10, we have 3-5. That'll give him about 4 weeks rest. I'm sure with, well, let's see, Graham Gotham is not split, neither is Felipe. Fountain Youth has 2 divisions, so there's a good chance that we could throw Smuggler's Run into one of those 2 races. Yes, that's probably what we'll do. So, I think that'll call it a day here in TRG Central. TRG Central signing off for the day. This is Gary. I hope you had an excellent time watching 2 weeks worth of Road to the Kentucky